Number 9, immortal, invisible, God is the one.
He is the whole, other than he is not. Greater or smaller, there is nothing other. Still as a tree, unshaken in the heavens, his living being fills the universe. You are it.
Since this assembly means for a public day, let us pray together. O God, we pray for the rulers of our nation, the President, the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, and all who have the responsibilities of government, that God may bless them and guide them. We pray for all communities in our nation, that each may work for the good of all, that jealousy, prejudice, and fear may vanish away. We pray for those who strive for social justice in the villages and in the cities, that their efforts may be richly blessed and the conscience of the people stirred, so that righteousness and true brotherhood may prevail in our country. Amen. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Good morning, Dr. Karnan, Mrs. Roberts, teachers, and students. Today, we are all gathered to celebrate 74 years of our Republic and our Constitution. Our Constitution was one designed to forge peace within a country torn by communal violence, political instability, famine, and poverty. And it was largely effective in ushering a period of recovery and growth in a young India. But today, the same personal laws, which were once viewed as sensitive and vital to religious stability, capitalize religious conflicts, and even worse, deprive women of their right to inherit wealth and property. There is no doubt our Constitution needs reform or changing times, but the solely placed blame on the Constitution is, in our opinion, incorrect. The very same free market we gave ourselves have led to many of the problems our country faces today. Our preamble calls for us to adopt socialist and secular principles. Yet today, the richest 1% of Indians own over 40% of the nation's wealth, and political alliances and governments are often solely driven by financial gains, often compromising on political ideology and fundamental principles. But I ask, are these flaws in the Constitution or our loophole-seeking interpretation of it? The purpose of the Constitution is to be principally correct. Its efficacy lies in the hands of the people it brings together. What India then really needs is a spirit of unity and leaders who stand for the people and not for themselves. I view India to be in a state of transition, and transition in a legal sense always comes with friction and contradiction. But the signs are positive. With increasing education, questioning youth, and vocal veterans, the issues in our country are being addressed. I truly hope that one day we will be free in thought and free in prayer, free to dream and free to dare, free to love and free to care, equal, just and free, strong in our diversity. And while we celebrate our Republic and Constitution, it is equally important to remember and be grateful for the contribution and sacrifices of our freedom fighters, who gave us a better today. Today, the 23rd of January, also happens to be Parakram Divas, meaning the Day of Valor, named in honor of the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So it takes a moment just to remember and be grateful for the sacrifices people have made before us, to value that, and to change ourselves today to make a better tomorrow for India. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Good morning, Dr. Palma, Mrs. Roberts, teachers, and my dear friends. As we gather here today to celebrate the Republic of our nation, I am filled with a deep sense of pride and gratitude for all that our country has achieved. This is a day to remember the struggles and sacrifices of our freedom fighters who fought for the independence and sovereignty of our nation. The Constitution of India, which came into effect on this day in 1950, is a testament to the values of democracy, liberty, equality, and justice that have guided our nation since its inception. It guarantees certain fundamental rights to all its citizens and provides a framework for the government to function in a transparent and accountable manner. As we celebrate this day, let us also remember that we have much work to do to ensure that these values are upheld and that every citizen has access to education, healthcare, and a fair chance to succeed. It is our collective responsibility to build a better future for all and create a more equitable and prosperous society. On this Republic Day, let us renew our commitment to building a strong and vibrant nation that is respected and admired by the world. On that note, I would like to call the head girl, Alika Malhotra, to address us. Thank you.
सुप्रभात। आदरणीय डॉक्टर परमार, श्रीमती रॉबर्ट्स, शिक्षकगण और मेरे प्रिय साथी, आज हम यहाँ गणतंत्र दिवस मनाने के लिए उपस्थित हुए हैं। आज के दिन हमारा संविधान लागू किया गया था। देश का संविधान किसी भी व्यक्ति के अधिकारों और प्रावधानों को सुनिश्चित करता है। यह देश के नागरिकों को उनके सभी मूलभूत अधिकारों की जानकारी देता है। जीवन, स्वतंत्रता, संपत्ति और लोकतंत्र में भागीदारी के मौलिक अधिकारों की रक्षा संविधान करता है। आजादी के बाद 26 जनवरी 1950 को देश को अपना संविधान, अपनी सरकार, अपना राष्ट्रपति और राष्ट्रीय ध्वज मिला और भारत देश विश्व का सबसे बड़ा गणतंत्र दिवस बन गया। इस दिन देश का संविधान लागू किया गया था। उसी उपलक्ष्य में भारत देश के प्रत्येक नागरिक के द्वारा गणतंत्र दिवस को बड़े उत्साह और उमंग के साथ मनाया जाता है। जनता के द्वारा, जनता के लिए और जनता की सरकार, यही गणतंत्र का अर्थ है। सभी भारतीय नागरिकों के द्वारा यह दिवस बिना भेदभाव के मनाया जाता है। हम सभी देशवासियों को भारत के नागरिक होने पर गर्व है। इस देश में जाति, धर्म और भाषा की अनेक विभिन्नताएं हैं जो हमें एक दूसरे से अलग बनाती हैं। लेकिन इसी विविधता में हमारी एकता नजर आती है। हमारे देश के महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों ने अपनी मेहनत और संघर्षों द्वारा भारत को पूर्ण स्वराज दिलाया और इसी दिन हम पूर्ण रूप से स्वाधीन हो गए थे। उन सभी महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों के कारण कि आज सभी भारतीय नागरिक अपने देश में स्वतंत्रता के साथ जी रहे हैं। हमारे संविधान ने हमें कई अधिकार दिए हैं, पर बिना कर्तव्यों के पालन के अधिकारों की बात नहीं की जा सकती। हमें अपने कर्तव्यों को भी समझना चाहिए। भारत की संप्रभुता, एकता और अखंडता को बनाए रखना हमारा नैतिक कर्तव्य है। भारत के लोगों में भाईचारे की भावना का निर्माण करना, धर्म और भाषा पर आधारित भेदभाव से दूर रहना, देश की रक्षा करना और आह्वान किए जाने पर राष्ट्र की सेवा करना हमारा नैतिक धर्म है। पर उन्नति के शिखर पर पहुंचने के बावजूद हम आज भी अपने चारों ओर धार्मिक और जातीय भेदभाव देखते हैं। महिला सशक्तिकरण अभी भी अधूरा है। आज भी कई बच्चों को शिक्षा जैसे मौलिक अधिकार नहीं मिलते। वही शिक्षा जो खुले विचारों को बढ़ावा देती है और हमारे देश को आगे बढ़ाती है। ये सारी बातें हमारे देश की समृद्धि और उन्नति के लिए एक रुकावट है, लेकिन इसका अर्थ यह नहीं कि बदलाव नामुमकिन है। एकता से लिया गया हर सही कदम सही लक्ष्य की तरफ ले जाता है। हमें सिर्फ इस कदम को उन्नति की ओर बढ़ाने का साहस जुटाना होगा और अपने देश के निर्माणकर्ताओं के नजरिए को याद रखना होगा। आज मैं यह संदेश देना चाहूंगी कि हम चांद पर बसने का सपना अवश्य देखें, पर अपने प्राचीन संस्कारों, आदर्शों, सिद्धांतों को कभी न भूलें और अपनी मिट्टी, अपनी जड़ों से जुड़े रहें। मानवता को न भूलें, तभी हम जननीय जन्मभूमिष्ठ स्वर्गादपि गरीयसी अर्थात जननी और जन्मभूमि स्वर्ग से भी श्रेष्ठ है, इस कथन को सिद्ध कर पाएंगे। वतन हमारा है ऐसा कोई न छोड़ पाए, रिश्ता हमारा है ऐसा कोई न तोड़ पाए। दिल एक है जान हमारी, भारत देश हमारा है, हम है शान इसकी। जय हिंद।
हमारे देश में कई ऐसे बुजुर्ग हैं जिन्होंने ऐसा भारत देखा है जो एक था, बटा हुआ नहीं, परंतु आज के जमाने में कुछ कारणों की वजह से भारत टुकड़ों टुकड़ों में बट गया है। इसी दर्द का एहसास इस कविता में उभर कर आया है।
मुसलमान और हिंदू की जान, मुसलमान और हिंदू की जान, कहाँ है मेरा हिंदुस्तान, मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ,
मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ। न बांग्लादेश न पाकिस्तान, न बांग्लादेश न पाकिस्तान, वो पूरा पूरा हिंदुस्तान, मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ,
मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ। वो कच्ची सड़कें उड़ती धूल, वो कच्ची सड़कें उड़ती धूल, लहकते बाग महकते फूल, मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ,
मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ। जहाँ के कृष्ण जहाँ के राम, जहाँ के कृष्ण जहाँ के राम, जहाँ की सुबह बनारस धाम, मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ,
मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ। वो उर्दू की गज़लें, हिंदी के गीत, वो उर्दू की गज़लें, हिंदी के गीत, पहाड़ी झरनों से बहते संगीत, मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ,
मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ। जहाँ की तुलसी और कबीर, जहाँ के तुलसी जायसी जैसे पीर फकीर मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ
मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ जहाँ की सुबह पूजा और ज़ान जहाँ की सुबह पूजा और ज़ान जहाँ भगवान करे स्वयं स्नान मैं उसको ढूंढ रहा हूँ
मैं उसको ढूंढ रही हूँ
मुसलमान और हिंदू की जान मुसलमान और हिंदू की जान कहाँ है मेरा वो हिंदुस्तान कहाँ है मेरा वो हिंदुस्तान कहाँ है मेरा वो हिंदुस्तान
आइए फिर से एक भारत का सपना देखते हैं
जय हिंद
Welcome back to Cathedral News. Today we have with us two extremely knowledgeable guests who have come to talk to us about something we might not know too much about. Superfoods. Nasha, do you know what superfoods are?
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but I know it's something to do with being extremely nutritious. Why don't we find out from our guest? We are pleased to welcome Mr. Prakash, a successful farmer experienced in the growth of millets, and Ms. Vandana Shiva, a renowned agriculturalist and activist, also known as the Dominant. Mr. Prakash, the United Nations, at the behest of the government of India, has declared 2023 as the year of millet. What are your thoughts on this?
Namaste and thank you for having me here. I'm a farmer with a small plot of land. For 3 years now, I've been growing many different millets like ragi and other small seed grain crops. Now these millets are cheaper and provide more nutrition in terms of they contain more protein and minerals like iron. So suppose if you have anemia, then consuming these millets are a very effective way of getting rid of them.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash. That was really interesting to hear about. Now let's talk about how it benefits you as a farmer.
Yes, millets are extremely beneficial for us farmers, mainly because the conditions they grow in are very easily acquired. They do not require too much light and can grow in poor soil as well. They also aren't affected by climate change and can grow in drought conditions as well. So overall they're very easy to grow, and to give you some contrast, rice requires at least 3 times more water to grow than millets do.
Thank you, Mr. Prakash. That was really insightful. Now we would like to call upon Ms. Vandana Shiva to talk to us about the benefits of the year of millets and the role of women in agriculture.
Ms. Shiva, considering your qualifications and experience, do you think the declaration of 2023 as the year of millets will be economically beneficial to India?
Yes, definitely. So, the reason why India pushed for recognizing the importance of millets was to just generate global and domestic demand and also to provide healthy and nutritious food to the entire community. And since millets have so many health benefits, they can easily be classified as superfoods, both within and outside our country. And like Mr. Prakash said, millets have multiple health benefits. They can help cure diabetes, obesity, and even anemia. And so by making 2023 as the International Year of Millet Production, India is essentially becoming the international hub of millet production. And this will just improve our exports and boost our agricultural economy.
Absolutely, Ms. Shiva. And what are your thoughts on the role of women in agriculture?
So agriculture currently is employing, I think, almost about 80% of all rural women. And since women are the primary producers of food grain, these millet farming techniques will just empower them from cultivators to agripreneurs. And it'll just make them so much more confident in their own abilities. And they'll be better able to solve their own problems.
I couldn't agree more, Ms. Shiva. Now, let us meet some of these inspirational women. I'd like to welcome Ms. Leena and Ms. Leela to take the floor. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Ms. Leena Sharma, and I have received training in natural farming and have set up natural farms in my area as well. I have formed a group of 20 women actually who work towards natural farming, and it's a great thing we all work together, and thanks to a really good year of produce, we've actually actually been able to better our product quality a lot as well. And on the occasion of Independence Day, I actually received an award for natural farming actually under the Department of Agriculture.
Good morning. My name is Neela. I have been working as an agri consultant for the past 25 years. Having received my training from multiple renowned agricultural institutes, I am currently the proprietor of many agrochemicals, Permitor. As an agri-entrepreneur, my work is the production and marketing of micronutrient fertilizers for various crops across Tamil Nadu. More importantly, I also developed micronutrient mixture fertilizers for a wide range of crops. I was recognized for my efforts by being one of the most successful agri-entrepreneurs. I don't know.
Yeah, these agricultural inputs have actually helped us farmers out a lot. It was so inspiring to hear from people like you, Miss Neela and Miss Sharma. And a big thanks to Miss Shiva and Mr. Prakash for telling us what the International Year of Millets is. Personally, I think it was a really exciting morning, don't you, Aisha?
Oh, absolutely, Kabina. Thank you all for tuning in. In the spirit of India's Republic Day, we hope that this segment showed you all how India has grown so much since we first laid down our constitution 72 years ago, and how it continues to grow. Here's to a healthier India.
तो हम बच्चे भी इस शुभ कार्य में पीछे क्यों? आइए अपने वतन को आवाज देते हुए उसकी जय जयकार करें। हमारी यह अगली प्रस्तुति, यकीन मानिए आप भी अपने आप को रोक नहीं पाएंगे, अपनी ही जगह पर नाचने लगेंगे।
Right, first of all, I think let's have a round of applause for all the children who participated together and for the teachers of the Hindi and History Department under whose guidance they did so. All right, children, so we've heard a lot about, Republic Day and the Constitution, and we all know what it means, the very utopian ideas that it encapsulates. And for each of us, it is the guardian of our rights as citizens in this country. Today, I think most of us, you, me, all of us, we tend to take the Constitution and everything that it stands for pretty much for granted because, it's there, it's something that is there, we study about it, we read about it, learn about it, but we don't look at it in terms of anything that has an actual significance in our lives. And given how precarious freedom and rights have become in the world in which we live, I think it's time that we do start thinking a little bit about this amazing document that was given to us by the members of the Constituent Assembly to take us towards a better India. Today when we look at it, it seems grand, definitely, but imagine for a moment the India of 1947 where we won independence, and the India of 1950 when the Constitution came into being. Here was this country that was divided at so many levels. It had been brought together by these different states, principalities, all coming together, divided on grounds of color, of language, culture, religion, every possible thing. And here is this one document that suddenly says, you know what? All those differences, they don't matter. Because when it comes to the law of the land, you are all the same. And imagine what a phenomenal thing that is. For the weakest and poorest and most marginalized people in the country to know that when it comes to their rights, to their freedom, they have exactly what the most powerful person in this country has. Is it an imperfect document? Of course. Have we fallen short of its many ideals? Undeniably. But when you look at the promise of this document, you cannot help but feeling awe, for everything that it promises you. And I wonder whether you feel that what our Constitution stands for, the unity, the integrity, the peace, the unity and diversity, whether these things have any relevance to you today, or are they just things that you hear about and study about, and maybe when you're adults you kind of interact with them at a different level. And I don't think so. And I'll give you just a small example, and I'll use your houses as an example of that. I see the way you children are when it comes to your houses. The passion you bring to every single thing you do. There's nothing you won't do for your house, and I still recall that when we were having the inter-house swimming competition, I really felt scared that one or two children are going to drown in that pool because they were struggling to reach the other side. But they did it because, the house cannot get decayed. And they gave it everything they could for the house. And in that one moment when when the winners are announced, irrespective of whether you win or lose, you come together. It doesn't matter what class you're in, it doesn't matter what your marks are like, it doesn't matter what your gender is. You come together as a house at that time to join in the celebration if you win and to stand in solidarity with each other if you don't. And in moments like that, there is no I. It's all about an us. It's all about a we. And that we at a very, very microcosmic level is the we of our Constitution. It's a we of the people of India. So I don't think that this is an alien idea. This is something each one of you has felt in your own way, in your own capacities. This sense of what it is like to be part of something larger than yourself and to be proud of it and to give it everything you have and to stand for it. And that's what our Constitution teaches. The idea of differences. Look at all of you. So many differences here in terms of your families, possibly the languages you speak at home, your religions, your gender. Of course you're different from each other, but has it ever made a difference? Does it make a difference? In your classrooms, when you're on the field, over the weekend you have encore, when you're singing, debating, acting, does it ever make a difference? I don't think so. You compete with each other. Sometimes your best friend is from a different house. And when you're competing, you are doing everything possible for this other person to lose. Your best friend. And it's accepted and it's respected because you know the larger idea that is driving it. And in moments like that, all the, once the results are in and someone has lost, someone has won, the same two people will line up together in front of the sandwich wala. Or you'll make your plans about what you're going to do over the weekend. Because you learn that difference is not conflict. And these are not things that I or anybody else needs to tell you, because these are things you have experienced. You have felt them. And because you have felt them, you may not have looked at it in these terms, but I want you to know that within you, you carry the spirit of our our Constitution every day. And when you give your best to something larger than yourself, when these differences don't matter, when we come together, that's what the Constitution is all about. We, the people of India. So I'd like you to keep in mind that these are not just words that belong to some other time. These are things that you know because you've experienced them. They are values you carry within you, and you should recognize that you carry them within you because they are values worth defending, worth protecting. Every day of your life, they are values worth living by. That we come together always as one. That we, the people of India, are always one. We have a unity that binds us, and that our differences, no matter how many, are always going to be subservient to what joins us, to our sameness, in terms of our Indianness and in terms of our humanity. And I think if you hold on to that, that is enough to make India proud. If you live your lives by these very basic things which are at the heart of our Constitution, our unity in diversity, our togetherness as one. I think that is what being Indian is all about. India is my country.
I love my country and I will always protect it. I shall try to be worthy of her. I shall always respect my parents, teachers and elders and pay duties to all. I promise to be loyal to my country and countrymen, for in their best lives and happiness.
The national anthem.